Hey class, it's Mr. Byun. Today we're going to be talking about difference of squares. So what are difference of squares? So difference of squares is anything in the form a squared minus b squared, hence difference, right? Because difference means we're subtracting, okay? So this is what difference of squares is, okay? So difference of squares is used when we're factoring, okay? So anything in this form is equal to a minus b times a plus b, okay? So this is the formula we're going to be learning today, okay? So why does difference of squares work? Okay, so if we remember, when we multiplied two binomials together, we used something called FOIL. So what was FOIL? So FOIL was front, outer, inner, last, right? So for example, let's have 5 plus x times 5 minus x. Okay, so FOIL says front, outer, inner, last. Okay, so what's 5 times 5? 25. What's 5 times negative x? Negative 5x. What's x times 5 plus 5x? And what's x times x? Oops, sorry, x times negative x, right? That's going to be minus x squared, right? And if we combine like terms, we'll get 25 minus 5x plus 5x goes away, and we're just left with 25 minus x squared, right? So this is a difference of squares. Why? Because this is in the form a squared minus b squared, where a is equal to 5 and b is equal to x, right? So let's try some examples, okay? So factor the following polynomial. So x squared minus 4. So this is in the form a squared minus b squared, right? What's a? A is x, right? What's b? B is 2, okay? So if we know anything in this form can be factored in to the form a minus b times a plus b, we can just plug in what we know here into our formula. So a is x, b is 2. So we have x minus 2 times x plus 2. All right, so let's try number 2, okay? So this is in the form a squared minus b squared, right? What is a? A is x. What is b? B is 5, right? And we know anything in this form is equal to a minus b times a plus b, right? A is x and b is 5. So let's just plug in what we know into our formula. So we'll get x minus 5 times x plus 5. Right? Okay, let's look at number 3. Okay, so remember, this is in the form a squared minus b squared. Okay, what is a? A is y. What is b? B is 12, right? So now let's plug in everything into our equation. Okay, so a is y, b is 12. So we'll get y minus 12 times y plus 12. Okay, so now I want you to try. Okay, so I want you to factor the following polynomial, x squared minus 9. Okay, so this is in the form a squared minus b squared, right? So we know everything in this form is equal to a minus b times a plus b, right? What's our a? That's x. What's our b? 3, right? So let's just plug in everything we know into here. So we'll get x minus 3 times x plus 3. Okay, now I want you to try number 2. Okay, so this is in the form a squared minus b squared. Okay, so anything in this form can be rewritten as a minus b times a plus b, right? What's our a? It's y. What's our b? It's 4, right? Because 4 squared is 16. So let's plug in everything we know into our equation. So we get y minus 4 times y plus 4. And there you have it, difference of squares.